Welcome back to
TEDI!
This is now our second episode of our podcast, and we're here with your hostess,
Fatima.
Anna.
Nancy. For this second episode, we decided to bring some special guests, and we'll have them introduce themselves. We'll start with Mr. Bossman, Jonathan.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jonathan Chavez-Baez. I'm the Interim Assistant Vice President for Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion.
And Patricia.
Hi, everyone. I'm Patricia Sakia McCarthy. I'm the Contracts and Risk Manager for the university. I'm also the Staff and Community Liaison for the Office for Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion.
Let's go.
Yeah.
We want to first thank our special guests for making the time to be on our podcast because we know they're so busy.
Okay, so today the purpose of having our guest is to introduce how we got here, how they got here, what motivates them, kind of like a background of like what is EDI and like who are the people behind EDI at SOU.
And to kick off our conversation, we're going to ask our guests a couple questions. Now, starting with Patricia, what does EDI mean to you?
So, for me, EDI means having a community and feeling like you belong, feeling like you have a space where you can be yourself and feel welcomed and also just celebrated for who you are and where you come from.
Do you feel like you're able to practice that on the daily basis?
Absolutely. Yeah.
How are we all able to, like, as college students, able to practice that? And not just as college students, but like just in general, the population, how are we able to spread the community and like the environment that EDI represents?
For me, I think as a student, number one is just, finding those folks who you think you can be who you are with really naturally, where it doesn't feel forced, where you don't have to explain who you are and why you like what you like. I know on campus we have a lot of clubs and different organizations where you can explore that. It's also just going out in your community, trying to find out, things that remind you of home.
And what about you, Jonathan?
When you really look about EDI, so Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion, I think it really could represent a variety of definitions, whether it's trying to get the same experience as others on campus or trying to get the opportunity that others may not have. And EDI kicks in so you can have those opportunities. The other piece is making sure that when you go to a place, you find a place where you belong, where you feel safe, where you meet others that may be able to support you. People that will respect, celebrate, and highlight where you come from and your identity. And just the importance of celebrating the differences that people have and when they come together. And how do we learn from each other, and how do we move forward as society with all these differences and a lot of similarities when we get down to really discuss some of the issues. So that's how I would personally define EDI.
So we are here, we're student assistants here in the office, and we're students who want to feel this equity, diversity, inclusion, not just here in the workplace, but elsewhere. Do you think having that sense of EDI can be spread out everywhere, wherever you're at, regardless if you're a student or not?
I think it can. It really comes down to the organization's values. If SOU is valued in your organization, how do you display that? How do you show it? What kind of practices, what kind of policies do you have there to be able to show the individuals that are part of your organization or the university that EDI matters and what that means and what that looks like? If you have barriers that contradict EDI, how do we change those barriers to make them into opportunities, into assets? So I think you can, but you have to make those shifts and those changes to be able to achieve what true EDI really may look like.
Do you think having that sense of being equity, diversity, and inclusion just takes one person to notice it, or does it require multiple people to feel that kind of sense, or is it just
It's a culture. If there's an EDI culture in your organization, it's not just one person, it's not just one office, it's not the office of EDI. If it's a value, it's a university-wide initiative. And everybody needs to play a part. We may be in charge of EDI, but everybody plays a part. Everybody is essential as part of that recipe, right? So it it requires everybody to really understand and support EDI.
I like how you emphasize all the word everyone, because it's not just one person that needs to feel and belong, like that sense of belonging and that sense of like, like wanting to be there. It like should have like everybody should want to feel like they want belong there, and that like sense of
Community.
yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. Right. And Patricia, how do you think you can or we can promote EDI on campus and off campus?
Well, I think just as a community, it's really just showing up, right? A lot of our students have events that they throw that are cultural events. We have different things, performances at the OCA. We have different athletic games. Just show up and support each and every activity that you can. I mean, you may not know anything about it, so don't put it on the person to explain it to you, but you can research about it and be like, oh, so this is why this particular activity is culturally significant. And so you can go there and actually understand what you're seeing and be more engaged in what people are showing and kind of celebrating as part of their culture.
Yeah, definitely.
If you guys are able to share how long you've been working here at the university, and answer like what have you guys seen a shift in like how EDI has been from the beginning that you guys began working here to what it is now?
And not just to like build onto that, but like what has made you stay here to like continue to work with the same environment and like the structure of like SOU?
I'm close to reaching 15 years working here at the university, and I've had various roles throughout my years here, but I'm also an alum and a student, and I was heavily involved with the Latino Student Union on campus. So I've been able to experience the importance of identity-based clubs. I've been able to experience the importance of the centers on campus and what they looked like back then when I was a student and what they look now. And some of the shifts and changes that have been taking place on our campus to promote EDI has been drastically improving. Obviously, we still have challenges. We still have barriers and gaps that we need to be able to look at and define and solve. But I think we are going in a positive direction when it comes to EDI on our campus. I would say in the last 3-4 years, there's been a really intentional effort to promote EDI, even through all the challenges that we've gone through with COVID, with the terrible fires, the societal issues that are taking place. But I think our university is really trying to make a intentional effort of valuing EDI and what that means, and making it part of the conversation as they make decisions. And of course, we still have challenges. We still have barriers, like I mentioned. But I think if we continue to work together, come together as a whole, as a university, try to find the best solutions and the best initiatives to be able to serve to the best of our ability our students, support our faculty and our staff, then I think we'll go in the right direction. But I think we've made some positive progress, but we still have much work to do.
And so what do you think, Patricia?
Well, I've been here for 5 years in February, and before I joined SOU, I worked for the private sector, and so I decided I wanted to join a mission-based organization. Working for a public university like SOU fit the bill in regards to aligning with my own personal values. And I agree completely with everything that Jonathan has said in regards to the importance of weaving EDI into the culture of the university fabric, and how we've come a long way, but we still have a lot of work to continue to do. And that's the thing, like with anything in education, you keep learning. I mean, we're in higher education. It's not stagnant. It doesn't stop. And to be truly successful, I think we have to continuously challenge ourselves to to learn and educate ourselves to adapt to the ever changing scenery that we just live in.
As you said that like you came from a different workplace, I kind of wanted like us to share like what our degree was in. That way we can like show that it doesn't matter what degree we're majoring in, where we're doing, what we're doing, that we can still work together and have that sense of
Unity.
All right, well, so in undergrad, I actually majored in classics. And so that means I had a focus in Latin translation. And I also had a minor in Asian American Studies, since I thought I was going to be a professor in Asian American Studies because I was really passionate about that work. But I ended up going to law school, and then so I have a law degree, and I also have a certificate in environmental law. And so coming to SOU, I was really drawn to just the sustainability initiatives I already knew were on campus, and so I thought it was pretty interesting. So.
Well, my interests are generally in like political science and criminology, and I'm trying to minor in Spanish, but you know, we're working on everything and getting my way through all my interests.
My major right now is in education, and my minor is in Spanish. I definitely want to work in a school environment and help both students speak English and Spanish. So,
I am majoring in psychology. I am working on getting micro credentials on Spanish, and I am also part of the honors college here at SOU. So like I can definitely like go back from communities, like being the psychology department and going into the leadership.
And like I mentioned earlier, I'm a proud alum of SOU. My bachelor was in communication with focus in multimedia, and my master's out of Portland State in higher education.
Thank you so much for our guests to discuss what they do here at the Office of EDI and what they have done so far to promote the Office of Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion. I kind of want to shift gears a little bit as to what this space really means to us. I have been here since 2022 of winter, and I have seen this place change from the mural behind us being just plain white, nothing but just a whiteboard and very minimal pictures. But now I have seen how little by little we're changing this space. Do you guys want to discuss more about like what this space means to you guys, or like what the mural means?
Sure, absolutely. Thank you for that, Nancy. As we talked about how do we define EDI at SOU or in our personal lives, we touched about feeling welcome, feeling like you belong, having that space where you want to have conversations and share culture and identity, right? And once we got this space, which this space to us is actually fairly new. I think we are just about a year that we've been in this space. And one of the main goals was to create an area, space of campus where students, faculty, and staff can feel a space of safety, a space where they can come and feel like this is a different location on campus, where they can have conversations, they can have difficult conversations, they can study, they can do many things here, but really be able to be represented in the space. And one of the goals as we were trying to put the space together with furniture and things on the wall, art, is trying to make sure that those individuals that come to a space feel that they are seen. And as we went through the project with the mural, this really just came as a kind of a wild idea of, we had so much white space. Our friends over in the Schneider Museum helped us with the curated artwork in our office, and just asked, do you think a mural would be possible in this space? And she said, absolutely. So she connected with a professor in the art department, Professor Kyle Larson, And he reached out. We told him this is our vision. We want to do a mural. I don't know how possible this is. And when things just align organically, he was teaching a class in winter term of this year, and that was focusing on art mural work. And he was so excited on what our vision, what our goal was, that he actually implemented it part of his curriculum. So we shifted the whole curriculum to adapt to this project. We met with the students. They came to the space, checked out the walls that were available, and the students just interview us what our vision was. We want to represent the historical culture of the Rogue Valley, whether it's our native indigenous community that's been here, or the impact of the Chinese workers with the gold mining, right? Or the railroad with our African American community, or the agricultural impact of the Latino population in the area. And we want to represent that, but also all the other identities on our campus. So the students ran with our vision. Each student presented their own proposal. We had 10 incredible proposals. Obviously, we only had the possibility to do one just because they were designed for a mural. And if they made smaller pieces, it would be very challenging to do. So this is the piece that was selected that looked at about the present, the past, the present, and what the future could look like, combining the intersection of all those identities. And we were just so appreciative of the Art 380 class from winter term, Professor Kyle Larson in Sydney, who is the artist who created this piece, and the rest of the students that were part of that class.
Amazing. For those who are just listening and not watching, we have a mural that, like Jonathan said, it was completed roughly in March. We have pictures here on our Instagram if you guys would like to go look at it. It is an amazing mural, and you can even come and visit us, like we showed in the beginning of the intro, where we're located.
At Churchill 222.
Is there anything you want to add to that, Patricia?
How do you feel about this mural?
I mean, I love the mural. I think it's so beautiful. When you walk into the space, it's the first thing that you see, which I think, it represents just everything on campus in regards to just the different groups on campus and just the intersectionality of identity that, so many of our students have, and staff and faculty. So I think it's just a really great reminder of what we asked for, just a mural that depicts past, future, and present in the Rogue Valley.
And I wanted to ask another question, which was, are there any resources related to EDI that students, staff, or faculty members can access online or in person?
So like I mentioned earlier, EDI is not just the office. EDI,
Right.
it can be embedded across the university. So when you talk about equity, diversity, and inclusion, and the resources that are available, there are many on our campus. One of those examples is the Social Justice Equity Center, which is located in the
SU.
Stevenson Union in the SU upstairs.
Go say hi to Marvin. Tell him we sent you.
What's up, Marvin? And those are the spaces that will house the coordinators that support students, the belonging and engagement coordinators, that their pivotal role is to support students with any issues that they're experiencing, whether it's academics issues or life or just in general components, where they can be that convener of leading them to the different resources that are available to them. And that's where you'll find a lot of the students who are part of the identity-based clubs also just hanging out, working, hosting their meetings.
And the space is really, really big, and it's really comfy, and everybody is really welcoming, and it might be like nerve-wracking to like walk into a new space, but everybody that's sitting at the front desk is always going to be like nice, and there's always resources and like utensils if you need like printers or like computers, like every type of like resource that you might need academically, they might have it, and you can always open up and like reach out to Marvin or like anybody else in there. Like they'll always like be open and friendly and like try to help you in the best way that they can.
In that building in general, in the SU, also in that third floor, you're going to find TRIO, you're going to find the dean's office, equity grievance, which support with different issues that the students may be experiencing with. But I think the other big part there as well is you'll find the Veterans Resource Center there
Yep.
for our veterans, and we appreciate your service. Another space for devoted to them to support them and their academics as they make the transition from the military service to their education. So that space is designated for them to support them. But you also find the food pantry in
Oh
the issue
yes.
for those students who may need additional food just to be able to get by for the day or the week or whatever may
A
be.
quick
So
snack, anything, and it's free. All you have
Ab-
to do is sign in.
absolutely. And then also in the bottom floor of the SU, you will find our disability resources center and also UCAM for those students who may need additional services to support their educational experiences. So the SU really has the whole student resource component for the campus. And for faculty and staff, our office is really trying to create an online version of EDI resources that they can be able to connect with and learn and have access to. And that project is currently in process in our office to be able to be completed on our website. But we are also very, very fortunate to be able to be kicking off Mosaic, which is another support group for faculty and staff on our campus that can just be that space for networking, for learning, for just being with each other when there's issues going on that are just impacting our lives. So Mosaic will be another group that will be essential for our campus, and of course our Committee for Equity and Diversity, who helps us guide the work that we're trying to do on our campus.
I didn't quite catch that. Is Mosaic going to be here in the office or is it going to be in the SU?
Mosaic is an initiative for the whole campus.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's almost like, think of it like a club,
Okay.
a club for faculty and staff.
Awesome.
And it's just a support system to be able to have conversation, to be able to network, to be able to just hear each other's issues, concerns, and have the support that is needed sometimes when things may not be going.
And if
The
you don't
best.
mind me asking, Jonathan, Patricia, can I know some more about the EDI newsletter?
Of course. Patricia.
All right, well, every term we put out an EDI newsletter, and it just talks about different events that we've had on campus, upcoming events on campus, and various articles on EDI things for our campus. Another thing that we also have as a resource is the inclusive guide to
Living in Southern Oregon.
there we go. That
It's open to all our faculty members, our students, our staff, just to see what other local organizations also support the EDI, and it's
Super
actually
duper helpful, really friendly, lets you know about the spots in Ashland, really, really safe spots to go to and feel included in, and just like either shop at, have fun at, maybe have a little sip, a little tea, and just like enjoy the time with your friends and environment in Ashland.
And really the goal of that living guide is to help our new students, our new faculty or staff to be acquainted with some spaces that have been identified as MWBE, or minority women business enterprises. So trying to once again promote EDI in our community and point our newcomers to the area, whether students, faculty, or staff, to those businesses that may be able to provide a specialized service. Whether it's specific food that you're looking for or specific hairstyle that you're looking for. But also, medical professionals that are serving our LGBTQ community and are affirming their identity and supporting those medical needs. So that really was the main focus of this guide. And it's a guide that's continuing to be updated, adding additional services, organizations. We have a lot of nonprofits there that provide key, crucial services to our area. And it's something that's going to be continuing to evolve as our community grows and expands and evolves.
Thank you for sharing that. As we wrap this video up, I do want to ask if there is going to be any events that the EDA is going to be hosting for this upcoming month in January.
So we have an event taking place in January. Details are starting to be defined, so be on the lookout, students, for a program that's going to take place in January. So check your emails for that. Of course, Martin Luther King Jr.
Yes.
will be taking place on Monday, January 15th at the Ashland Historic Armory. So we invite all of you to honor Dr. King's legacy in this date. We'll be posting more specific details with the actual poster in our social media, so be on the lookout for that. And more additional events coming up as we try to plan the rest of the academic year. So check out your email, check out the Southern Exposure as well, or our social media.
It's a great way for you guys to catch us up and keep informed of what is going on by following us on our social media. Our Instagram is edi@sou.edu. And on our Facebook as well, we are constantly posting and publishing what events we're going to be hosting, what you guys can participate in, and how to also be known. Any final comments you guys want to share?
No, well, thank you for inviting us. We really appreciate you taking us in consideration, and just very excited that TEDI is a student-led program podcast. So we're just excited to support our students and see where this project leads us to.
I want to thank you guys for making time to be here because, like I said in the start, I know you guys are really busy and have busy schedules and everything, so it means a lot to us for you guys being here and giving us your precious time.
Of course, well, we appreciate you inviting us.
And we welcome you guys to come and visit us here upstairs in Churchill.
2.
Two. It's upstairs, like in our intro video, we demonstrated. And I did want to point out a couple things for students as a reminder. Winter registration is open for all grades, so you guys can still apply or still register. Email professors if you guys are having trouble. Counselors, advisors as well. FAFSA is opening on the 31st of December, so be on the lookout for that. There's a lot of tutorial videos, but also like help. If you have any questions,
Book an appointment with the financial aid office.
Yes.
Yep, and I hope you guys have happy holidays and a great winter break. And we are your hostess.
Thank you so much for tuning in to TEDI. This is Fatima.
This is Anna.
And I am Nancy.
With our guests Jonathan and Patricio.